They say that talking to yourself is a sign of insanity. But I think that's only if you answer back, right? Right. This is Talking to Myself, the Art Advice podcast where I use anecdotes from my life to try to make myself a better artist. And possibly a better person. While others might find some benefit from this, mostly I'm just trying to avoid paying for therapy. This week on the podcast, I thought we'd talk about doing free work, or charity work, or work for exposure, or whatever they call it. As an artist, I've been approached several times to do work. I guess you could say pro bono, but that makes it sound kind of legitimate. Most of the times I was approached, it was because people just didn't want to pay for art. They either didn't value the art enough to pay for it, or they legitimately didn't have any money for their project. I'm a little more sympathetic to someone not having money for their project than I am to someone who just doesn't value art enough to pay for it. But the bottom line to me is if your project is important enough to you to get other people involved to get it done, then you should make sure you have the resources you need to make that project. Just don't ever forget, it's your vision. Don't expect other people to buy into it the same way you do. Just because you're willing to give resources for it freely doesn't mean it's worth it to someone else. And that's not an insult to your project or you. It's never going to be as important to someone else as it is to you. Here's the anecdote. One particular time I was approached to do some art for someone. They wanted a poster for their independent horror film, which I thought, awesome. I love horror films. I love independent films. I'd be happy to work on this poster for you. I suggested I will do the poster for you for free. I just need to keep the rights for if I want to do t-shirts or prints or something later, which is basically a free licensing deal for these people. That would still be considered a free job because I'm not getting paid any money. All I'm doing is I'm allowed to keep the rights to the artwork. But technically, I'm making the artwork for me, and I'm giving them the rights to use it to promote their movie, and that's all. They can make t-shirts with the movie. They can make posters with the movie. As long as it's used with the movie, that was fine with me. They did not like that idea. They wanted me to make the art for them and have them own it with all rights in perpetuity forever. And I found an issue with that because that's basically asking me to make something for you for nothing. I mean, literally for nothing. They didn't even offer me a copy of the film when it came out on DVD. I was like, look, I don't want to get involved in the project if I can't have at least rights to my own artwork afterwards. I mean, I wasn't going to make any competing art or promotional stuff or anything like that with it. I wasn't going to license it to another movie or anything like that. I just wanted the rights to print it. If it came out really well and I thought it would work in my portfolio, I wanted the rights to put it on a t-shirt or a coffee mug or whatever. They were not having it. So that project didn't work out. And it's kind of a shame because I love projects like that. I'd love to get involved with some more independent records or movies or, that kind of thing. I'd love to do some more artwork like that. But I can't do the artwork and give you all the rights for nothing. On the flip side, occasionally, in my own estimation, there are some projects that I've done where I feel like the art is, the cause is worthy, and I want to give art to it for free. I did a promotional t-shirt design for George Floyd fundraising, and that's political stuff, and I usually don't get into political stuff on the podcast or in real life, but that was something I felt strongly about, so I made an image, I put it up on Redbubble, and all the proceeds go to charity. So I do occasionally do art technically for free, but it's my choice and it's my art. If a client asks me to do it for free, that's not the same thing. Also, if I have an idea that something I've done, not intending it so, might be useful to other people, and to me the value of it is to give it out to other people, then I may do that. Occasionally I do free coloring books on my Gumroad site, which is like a digital marketplace where you can buy stuff and download it and print it out or whatever. So I did a couple of years. I've done Halloween coloring books that people can download and print out for their kids or to hand out to trick-or-treaters if they don't want to deal with candy. You can print these out, give them to kids, they color them. It's fun. I like doing that kind of stuff because I feel like I'm giving something to the community. I'm providing a service and I'm helping share my love of my favorite holiday, which is Halloween. Big surprise. With the rest of the world. So that kind of thing, I don't consider that to be free work for nothing. That actually feels like, to me, I'm choosing to use it as currency for social gain, which is that makes me feel good, and that's worth it to me. I recently did an image of 2020 as a dumpster fire on my Twitch channel, which is where I do most of my art. And I know that's not an original idea. It's not my idea. I didn't come up with it. It's a funny, cute idea. A little cartoon dumpster fire that's identified as 2020. I've seen a lot of people do really cool stuff with it, drawings and 3D prints and sculptures and all kinds of neat stuff. So I'm not about to try to sell this image because everyone is doing it, and I feel like it'd be stealing someone else's idea if I did that. But I like the way the image came out, and I know 2020 has been a major garbage fire, basically, for most people, especially back in the States. It's not been a good year at all. It seems like everything that could go wrong has gone wrong. And I wanted to sort of at least share your pain a little bit, give you something to smile about a tiny bit if possible. So that image is available for free to download for anybody who wants it on my website. The link will be in the description of the podcast video here. I also made a YouTube video specifically announcing that image. So if you're looking on my YouTube channel, you'll see that as well. And again, that was an idea where I wasn't even planning to make the art available for sale or for anything. I just made it and looked at it and like, I wonder if people might like this. I'm going to put it out there for free. That makes me feel good that it's out there. Will people get it? I don't really care. I mean, it doesn't matter. If people want it, they can have it. If they don't want it, then that's fine too. It's just an example of me being able to use something that I've made for what I feel like is a common good. So, if anyone's trying to get anything out of this for themselves, given the nature of this podcast, that's kind of a foolish play. I'm not saying you're foolish. I'm saying that might not be the best idea. But if you are, my take on it is if something's going to be done for free, you need to establish there has to be value for everything you do, whatever that is to you. Money, recognition. Exposure is a weird thing. It might be worth it to you to do something for exposure if you actually are getting the exposure. For instance, entering a charity art show might get your name out there a little bit, and that's kind of like exposure. But in that case, I'd say you're doing it for the charity, not for the exposure. None of this really matters. There's no hard and fast rule. If you feel like you're getting value for the art you do, then it doesn't matter what that value is, as long as it's equal value to you for what that's worth. Usually it's money. Occasionally it's goodwill or to help someone else out. And sometimes it's just because you want to give it to the world. So, do work for free if you feel like it. Be aware that what you're getting for it and make sure it's worth it. Thanks everybody for listening. I greatly appreciate you all sticking with me here at the podcast. It's been a very rough week. I've had some troubles, and I get really cooped up inside my own head sometimes. So it's fun to talk to the microphone a little bit and bore the crap out of someone else instead of just me. So thanks for listening. Special thanks to my patrons on Patreon. You guys get to hear and see these a week ahead of everyone else, along with some other goodies. And you are the shiniest people I know. Till next time, everybody, take care of each other. Don't do anything for free for someone else unless you feel like it's worth it to you. And I'll see you next time.